Before anything else, something I found out after finishing the anime was that, according to some comments on Reddit, the anime has an original ending as the manga is still ongoing. But the latter might end similarly, so there's that. As for the ending of the anime itself, when I think of it, I think the ending was good, at least for the characters involved. Kudo finally got to move on from the sudden passing of his old love. Reiko became her own person and is likely to be in a relationship with Kudo. Yaomei and Xiaohei are now living their lives authentically, and Miyuki and Gwen probably eloped somewhere. So, why the specifically odd choice to say that the ending was good for the characters but not necessarily for everything else? I'm trying to work with my limited memory of my experience with this show, but it likely started with episode 6. Because you see, at this halfway point in the anime, I already got this feeling that what we're witnessing in the show is actually the depression era of Kudo. At the time, it was merely a feeling with a few pieces of the story at that point in time as supporting evidence. But the more I progressed with the anime, each new episode made it more apparent. By the time I saw episode 12, I was rather distressed with this show. Why? I'm not fond of watching depressed characters or real people. And before you try to hypothesize why I'm like this, I'm going to give it to you straight. Several years ago, I also had a depression era. While not for the same reasons as Kudo had, the fact remains that I'm all too familiar with the effects of depression in a person's mind. An incapability to do anything at all. I mean, it took Kudo a total of 5 years after the death of Kujirai B before Kudo became someone who has finally moved on. And considering those first 3 years, of which happened to be the content of the story, yeah, I don't like watching the guy be so dead inside despite looking like a Chad in the eyes of some viewers, but not to me. So, independent of the quality of the execution of the story's concepts, the pacing, the mysteries, etc., etc., the anime was already problematic for me. Simply because of what it is: a story of a man so depressed that an entire city was recreated for him to cope with. It's an interesting take on what might happen if one were to meet their deceased loved ones, even though they're not the genuine article. But that's all I can really say for this anime. Good show, but yeah, the implications, it's debatable. So, yeah, that's it from me for Kowloon Generic Romance. Until next time, then, everyone.